Locksmiths will guarantee you an extra 100 emergency jobs in the next 30 days, fully done for you without you paying for any leads, chasing tire kickers, without wasting any of your money on ads. And if we don't, you don't pay. So, how can we take on all the risk and stand behind a guarantee like this? Because, unlike all the old methods out there that just send you leads to go chase, we've built a new, simple, proven 3-step system that takes care of the entire job getting process from start to finish to book confirmed jobs directly into your schedule, not just leads. And when I say proven, I mean this is the exact system that has already booked over 7,400 locksmith jobs and generating over $700,000 in sales just this year alone. Just like Gary, who used to go days without a single call and is now pulling in over 5 emergency jobs per day. Or Mark, who was stuck chasing leads on Thumbtack and Angie's List and is now doing over 30 jobs per week. Or Joshua, who landed 87 confirmed jobs after just 3 weeks of plugging into the system. Or Daniel, who got 32 calls in just 1 week. Or Brad, who got 24 jobs in 7 days and raised his prices. And the best part is, none of these guys had to call or text any leads. The jobs were booked for them. All they had to do was show up and do what they do best. Now, who is this really for? This is only for licensed locksmiths who have been in business for at least 1 year. You're able to handle at least 100 jobs on top of what you're already doing. You're a full-time operator who can dispatch fast and show up. You're a professional who is honest, hardworking, and takes pride in their craft, and you're ready to grow. Whether that may be adding another van, hiring a new tech, whatever is needed to support the amount of jobs we get you. Now, who is this not for? But this is not for anyone who's unlicensed, part-time, or just getting started. This is definitely not for the bait and switch price guys or anyone involved in any of those tactics. This isn't for people who can't show up consistently or handle real volume. And it's not for anyone that's not willing to invest in real growth. Because look, the harsh truth is that all the old typical ways you've been told to get jobs, like SEO, a new website, Google Maps, Google Ads, Facebook posts, Yelp, Thumbtack, Angie's List, they don't work anymore. That's why it's always the same frustrating cycle where you're busy 1 week, but it's slow the next, which leaves you waking up stressed, wondering if today's the day the phone even rings or it just stays dead silent. And when you do get calls, it's usually from tire kickers or price shoppers who waste hours of your time or are just looking for the cheapest option, which means your marketing really barely breaks even most of the time, and none of it's bringing in the kind of jobs that actually make it worth it, which leaves you burnt out thinking maybe this is just how it is. So you turn off your ads, fire your marketing company, and then you're back in the same cycle of busy some weeks, dead the next, with no real way to control it. But it doesn't have to be this way. You see, what if I told you that every morning you woke up and you checked your phone and your schedule was already full? Not with dead end leads or price shoppers, but with real paying emergency jobs booked and ready to go onto your calendar. No more wasting money on ads that don't work. No more buying leads shared with 6 other locksmiths. No more chasing down price shoppers or dead end calls. Just book jobs on your schedule for you every single day. You'll finally have the freedom to pick your own jobs and which jobs you want, the confidence to stay calm during slow weeks, and the satisfaction of knowing you finally own a business that doesn't rely on you doing everything yourself just to keep the lights on, because it runs on a proven, repeatable system, not guesswork, trial and error, or grinding yourself into the ground. All right, so who am I and why am I qualified to show you this new way to get more jobs? Well, I'll give you the bullshit reason first, and then I'll give you the real reason. The bullshit reason is because I've worked with hundreds of businesses, everyone from solo locksmiths and taking them past 6 figures, as well as larger teams already doing multiple 6 and 7 figures. And my business partner, who's the real muscle behind this thing, Jack, has been in the trenches himself and scaled his own service office to 7 figures. And we've managed over $350,000 in ad spend, testing almost every possible method out there to find out what actually works to generate consistent emergency calls for locksmiths. Now, look, that's the bullshit reason, because you don't care about what we've done, and that doesn't matter to you. Because I don't think you should judge how qualified someone is based on what they've done. It should be based on the people that they've helped. And that's the real reason we can actually take on all the risk, completely remove it from you, and guarantee you 100 jobs like this. Because this system has already helped hundreds of locksmiths in your exact shoes. But it wasn't always this way. We weren't always able to get results like this because we used to actually run a traditional marketing agency, doing all the things that you've probably already tried before, like Google Ads and SEO, etc. And for a while it worked though. It did work. It worked great. We would run the ads, get people ranked, get the leads, and the clients would book the jobs. Then one day I got a call from a long-term client who was a very loyal customer and we had a great relationship. But he was complaining, he was explaining how the leads just weren't as quality as they used to be. I figured it was just a bad week, but then another client called and said the same thing, and then another and another and another. That's when I realized this wasn't just one or two flukes. Something serious had changed here. Leads were still coming in, but they just weren't turning into booked jobs like before. So I went into panic mode and I did what every other marketer does. Rebuilt the pages, I tweaked the ads, changed the offers, but nothing I tried worked. And then after hours of obsessing over campaigns, that's when I saw it. It wasn't just an ads problem. The rules for how customers decide which locksmith to call has completely changed. It used to be that they just call the first 2 to 3, 4 locksmiths that they saw on the top of Google. Now they were clicking, scrolling, comparing endless options. Search locksmith near me today, and here's exactly what you'll see: a screen packed and flooded with distractions, ads stacked all the way up at the top and to the bottom, a map with 10 local listings, all rated, reviewed, and ranked, prices, coupons, business hours, blog posts like top 10 locksmith near me and what you should really pay. So now, no matter how high ranked you are, the layout just isn't pushing customers to take action and call the first 2 to 3 locksmiths that they see. It pushes them to scroll, to compare, to hesitate. It's not just showing options, though, that's just one part of the problem. It's actually slowly training customers to second guess. So instead of making a decision, they open more tabs, check more listings, and because the more a customer clicks, the more Google gets paid. They are actively training customers to do this. So now you're just one of 20 options if you're lucky, even if you do have a big marketing budget and can outspend all the competition. And if you're not the cheapest option out of that list, the customer keeps scrolling and you don't get the job. We are now in what I call the comparison trap, where you're forced to either undercut your competitors, outspend them by dropping tens of thousands of dollars on ads, or use bait and switch tactics just to compete in your city. This is when I realized that just showing up at the top spot of Google was dead. We knew if we kept running basic Google ads and SEO, we were going to lose every last client we had. So I hit pause on every single campaign. No more ads, no more SEO. I knew that I had to do something different. So I threw the old way of marketing for locksmiths out the window and shifted all my focus away from just getting more leads onto getting the right high intent leads and setting things up so every lead takes action immediately without second guessing or price shopping. And that's what we did. And we built a system that solved this real problem, getting high intent leads to act fast before they had a chance to call someone else. And we did it by combining 3 simple steps. The first step is to attract high intent leads using what we call emergency intent ads. These ads filter out browsers and price shoppers by focusing exclusively on emergency intent traffic. See, most locksmiths, they think the secret is just showing up at the top spot, getting their name out there. As a result, they blend in with everyone else and end up wasting thousands of dollars on leads that are still shopping around, comparing them to their competitors, and just looking for prices. So instead of running basic Google ads that target everyone else in the market like everybody else, we run what we call the emergency intent ads. These ads only show up when someone is locked out, stranded, or in an urgent situation where they need your help right now. That means no more wasting ad spend on clicks that go nowhere. You only get leads from people who are actively trying to hire someone immediately. This means before they even click, they are no longer shopping, they are looking to solve their problem. This step alone changes everything. No more paying for ads from browsers, you only pay for leads that are mentally pre-committed to solving the problem, which means much lower cost per book job and much higher return on your ads. Now, step two is we still need to turn this click into calls, and we do this using what we call the direct call funnel, which guides the customer down a fixed path that makes choosing you feel like their only and best option. Because most locksmiths, this is where they lose the job. Right here, right after a customer clicks. Why? Because they drop them onto a regular old website. The problem with that is normal websites are designed to let people browse and get more information, not book a job. They're packed with reviews, links, menus, and fluff. And they're usually built by a nerd that's never booked a damn job in his life. And that's the exact kind of stuff that turns high intent leads into price shoppers instead of booked jobs. When you give people more information, it does not help them. It confuses them. And a confused mind does not take action. They hesitate and slip into comparison mode. So your website ends up losing you work instead of bringing you work. It accidentally invites your leads to go compare you to the next guy. So that's why we direct the leads to our direct call funnel. It's a super simple page that uses targeted behavioral cues and conversion psychology to take cold leads straight from a click to calling you without distractions, dead ends, or room for second guessing. It blocks what we call the comparison reflex and turns even the most hesitant clicks into committed calls, stacking more booked jobs without spending any more of your money on ads. Now, step three, most people think it ends right there, but you still need to secure the job instantly before a lead hesitates, right? Because even after you've done all the hard work, you've triggered urgency, stopped comparison thinking, and got them to call you, most locksmiths, believe it or not, still lose the job right here. At this point, the customer is under stress and needs someone fast. So if you don't lock down the job fast, they'll call the next locksmith. So we close the loop by installing a human-like AI job booking agent on the very front lines. This AI agent answers every single call instantly, even if you're busy on another job or asleep. It filters out all the price shoppers and time wasters automatically. So instead of hoping you catch the call, hoping leads are serious, or hoping you get back to them fast enough, every job is secured on autopilot for you. This is where the system really turns into real profit. No more $200 to $500 jobs lost because you were busy, asleep, or on another call. You lock in the best jobs without needing to hire a dispatcher or answer every call yourself. So your days fill themselves with only the highest paying jobs, not wasted conversations. Now hold on. I know what you're thinking. There's no way on earth some kind of AI can actually quote my jobs and book them all for me. Because every car is different, right? Every situation is different. And one bad quote, and you lose the job. And you're right, right? Even though our AI job booker is trained on 10,000 locksmith calls and sounds exactly like a human, the AI does not try to play locksmith. It's not here to do what you do. It doesn't guess prices, it doesn't diagnose problems or take over your job. It just does one thing really damn well. It handles every call professionally and gets you the job booked instantly before your competitors can. So when a customer calls and says, I'm locked out of my F-150, the AI doesn't quote or price them. It just confirms what type of lockout it is, exactly where they're located at the moment, and gets them booked on your schedule at your next available slot. You still do all the quoting just like you normally would. The AI does not replace you. Once again, it's just there to make sure you never miss another high paying emergency job ever again. And these three steps are exactly how we're able to guarantee our clients 100 jobs time and time again every single month. Because the whole system is built for how the internet and Google works in today's age and how real customers call locksmiths right now, not how things used to work 3 to 5 years ago. So look, if you're tired of feast or famine months and you're ready to take on a minimum of 100 extra jobs in the next 30 days, you've got two options. Option one is you try and piece this thing together all yourself. You go and hire a Google Ads specialist. You get a funnel builder, a copywriter. You go and download the CRMs, the call tools, the texting software. And you even try and build the AI and the automations if you can find someone to do that, right? And that's not even counting the time. Someone still has to manage this thing full time every single day or it falls apart. Altogether, you're easily looking at a bare minimum of $15,000 just to get it built, and then $3,000 to $4,000 a month just to keep it running. Or option two is you don't do any of that, and you get it built fully done for you by our team for a mere fraction of the price without you having to do any of the work, right? And that's exactly what all the locksmiths I showed you in this video did. The ones who were stuck just like you and are now booking 100 emergency jobs steady every single month. And all they did, and all you need to do, is book a free demo call with our team. And on the call, we'll show you when and where the real emergency calls are happening in your area. We'll break down why you're missing jobs today and exactly how to fix it. And we'll map out the full system and how it would work specifically custom tailored to your business. And when you book that call, look, this isn't going to be some sort of high pressure sales pitch where you're forced to make a decision. This is a growth session, right? And it's designed to show you how this will apply in your market. So whether you decide to work with us or not, no harm, no foul. You'll walk away knowing exactly what's causing the slow weeks and what to do about it. And if it makes sense and you want to get rolling, we'll offer to build the whole system. And when you come in and work with us, here's exactly what you'll get. The done for you emergency intent Google ads built for you. So you only ever attract customers who are ready to book right now, not people just wasting your time and your ad budget. You'll get a done for you direct call funnel build designed to get every single lead calling you instantly before they have the time to compare you to anybody else. You'll also get the AI booking agent built for you to answer every single call instantly, filter out all the tire kickers, and lock in paying customers automatically even while you're out on another job. You'll also get a custom call routing and recording system so that you can hear every single conversation from every single lead and just get phone notifications for each and every job so that you don't need to touch a computer or play around with a CRM. You'll also get hands-free campaign management, so there's no babysitting ad campaigns or anything like that. We do the entire management and optimization for you, as well as the tech setup. So you literally don't even need to touch a computer with us. Everything will be just from your phone, right? And you also get 7 days per week access to your own specialists or support. So if you have any questions, whether it's from the marketing or the sales side of things, anything in order to close more jobs and get you to that 100 jobs guarantee, because we literally don't get paid unless we do, we're here to support you. And like I said, if we don't get you that 100 book jobs, you literally don't pay. There's no risk. There's only everything to gain. But here's the catch. Once your zip code is taken, it's gone. We won't ever work with anyone else in that market. And no, this isn't some shiny little tactic to get you to sign up, right? I'm not that cool. We just literally can't work with two guys competing for the same jobs. It would literally sabotage the whole system and cannibalize the results because it's only built for one locksmith to dominate one zip code. On top of that, we get 10 to 20 locksmiths reaching out to us every single day, all dealing with the exact same headaches you are. So if you're thinking about it, do not sit on it. Once someone locks in your area, that's it. We do not reopen it. So if you're even a little bit interested, what I would do right now is click the button below, schedule your call immediately, and we'll see you on the other side.